Michael Knowles, a conservative political commentator and author, is known for his controversial opinions and unapologetic approach to discussing hot-button issues. In this podcast episode, he shares his thoughts on a variety of topics, including his unique career path, his love for cigars, and his experiences with public speaking engagements. Knowles, who has always been interested in politics and show business, found success with his unconventional book, Reasons to Vote for Democrats, a comprehensive guide which only features blank pages. Despite the lack of words, the book became a bestseller on Amazon and attracted the attention of major publishers. His success with this book led to a second book, Speechless, which focused on the topic of free speech. Knowles' views on free speech are nuanced, as he believes that there should be standards and norms in society rather than absolute free speech. He argues that the debate should focus on what is said rather than how much can be said, emphasizing the importance of maintaining civil discourse and respecting societal standards. In addition to his career in politics and writing, Knowles is also a cigar enthusiast. He launched his own line of cigars, Mayflower Cigars, which quickly sold out due to their high quality and unique blends. He sees smoking cigars as a way to relax and unwind, allowing him to focus on the flavors and enjoy moments of solitude. Knowles' wife, who is not a fan of cigars, encourages him to smoke outside to relax. Despite her disapproval, Knowles appreciates the ritual of smoking a cigar as a way to distress and engage in meaningful conversations with like-minded individuals. He sees it as a way to avoid the appearance of impropriety and maintain integrity in his personal life. Knowles frequently speaks at colleges and universities, where he engages in debates with students and activists. One memorable experience at Vanderbilt University involved protesters who snuck into the auditorium and while he was giving a speech on settler colonialism. The protesters, who identified as transgender, were vocal and aggressive in their opposition to his views on eradicating transgender ideology from public life. Knowles explains that his stance on transgenderism is rooted in the belief that the ideology is harmful to both individuals and society as a whole. He argues that transgender transition does not alleviate gender dysphoria and can even lead to negative mental health outcomes. He emphasizes the importance of living in accordance with truth and reality, rather than indulging in lies that can harm individuals and society. The conversation shifts to the topic of engaging with those who hold opposing views. Knowles acknowledges that debates can be heated and aggressive, but he believes that clarity and honesty are essential in persuading others. He asserts that telling the truth, even if it may be perceived as harsh, is a form of charity that can lead to personal growth and societal flourishing. The hosts raise the question of whether attacking someone's beliefs or identity is an effective way to initiate change. Knowles maintains that calling out falsehoods and errors is necessary in order to guide individuals towards a more accurate understanding of reality. He argues that language plays a crucial role in communication, and that using precise and provocative words can challenge entrenched beliefs and spark meaningful dialogue. As the conversation delves deeper into the power of language and the manipulation of words by progressives, Knowles highlights the importance of reclaiming the true meaning of words like woman and marriage. He asserts that conservatives must resist the distortion of language in order to uphold shared reality and combat the spread of false ideologies. Knowles shares his personal experience of meeting his wife at a young age and how they eventually got back together after being apart during college. He emphasizes the importance of dating for marriage and not getting caught up in the modern hookup culture. He believes that growing together as a couple from a young age leads to a stronger and more fulfilling relationship. Knowles also touches upon the societal shift towards viewing relationships as mere partnerships rather than romantic connections. He highlights the significance of shared experiences and the value of family as the fundamental unit of society. When asked about his most extreme or fringe opinions, Knowles mentions a controversial view regarding the ousting of James II, the Catholic monarch of England. He expresses his belief that the Parliamentary Act to remove James II and invite Protestant rulers was unjust and led to a series of negative consequences for England. Knowles debunks the idea of aliens and extraterrestrial life, dismissing claims of unidentified spacecraft sightings as mere speculation. He humorously references a congressional committee investigating ET and the lack of substantial evidence to support the existence of aliens. Knowles firmly states his disbelief in the presence of extraterrestrial beings in the universe. Knowles believes that our existence is not an accident and that there is a creator behind it all. He argues that human beings are unique due to their rational soul, which sets them apart from other beings on Earth. He dismisses the idea of chance as an explanation for our existence and sees it as a logical conclusion that there must be a higher power responsible for creating life. When discussing different religions, Knowles compares the plausibility of Christianity to other faiths such as Scientology, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and Hinduism. He argues that Christianity's historical and theological claims are more persuasive than those of other religions, leading him to embrace it as the true faith. He shares that he was persuaded to embrace religion after engaging in debates with intelligent atheists during his college years. He acknowledges the role of smart people in challenging his beliefs and leading him to reconsider his views on faith. This journey ultimately led him to convert to Catholicism. Knowles reflects on his marriage of 5.5 years and how his wife's views are an essential consideration in decision-making. While his wife plays a significant role in managing the household, Knowles still views himself as the head of the household, making final decisions in case of impasses. He emphasizes the importance of aligning values and handling disagreements with respect and consideration for each other's opinions. In settling uncomfortable conversations with his wife, Knowles takes into account the strength of conviction on both sides. He believes that the person who feels more strongly about a particular issue should have their opinion respected. He values open communication and discussion in resolving disagreements, ensuring that both partners feel heard and understood. Knowles discusses the significance of discussing important decisions, such as where to live or where to send children to school, before getting married. He believes that these discussions should happen before marriage to avoid conflicts later on. He also touches on the idea of roles and responsibilities within a marriage, highlighting the importance of understanding each other's perspectives and finding a balance in decision-making. Knowles delves into the topic of language and political correctness, expressing his views on the use of certain terms and the impact of language on communication. He discusses the concept of using plain and clear language to convey the truth, rather than succumbing to euphemisms and politically correct terms. He believes that using vivid and straightforward language is essential for presenting reality and avoiding the manipulation of language for ideological purposes. Knowles believes that speaking the truth in a clear and direct manner is crucial for getting his message across. He rejects the idea of conforming to left-wing censorship and redefining language based on ideological agendas. He argues that using precise and straightforward language is necessary for challenging prevailing narratives and expanding the window of discourse. Knowles challenges ideological norms and pushes back against the prevailing narrative on various issues. He uses language intentionally to provoke thought and challenge established beliefs. He believes that using terms like gay in a specific context can highlight underlying ideologies and prompt critical thinking. He argues that language should be used to convey truth and reality, even if it may be perceived as aggressive or controversial by some.